Welcome back to Agent Confidential, the college football playoff first round summary. I'm your host, Faux Jimmy Sexton, still broadcasting from outside the walls of Twitter. Yes, Jimmy is still in Twitter service Hades. Apparently, when Elon cleaned house, he accidentally put one of the college football playoff committee members in charge of customer support, which explains everything, including why the appeals process moves slower than the Michigan coaching search. We'll update you the moment Elon flips the switch, or Cecile escalates to phase 3, firm but polite. Before the games, a few loose ends. Number 1, the Michigan coaching search. Week 2 of wandering in the desert. There was a brief moment, somewhere between Alabama going down 17-0 and Jimmy refreshing the ESPN app, where Michigan fans convinced themselves Kalen DeBoer was boarding Air Sexton for Ann Arbor immediately after the game. Let me repeat what I told you last week, because clarity seems to be an issue in Ann Arbor. Kalen DeBoer was never going to Michigan. Never was, never will be. A new name emerging, Kyle Whittingham. Retired, respected, principled. Exactly the kind of coach you hire when your program needs a shower, an exorcism, and a fumigation tent. And don't forget what Jimmy told you. With no clarity on who actually runs Michigan's athletic department and the lingering aroma of the Harbaugh era hanging in the air, a lot of good coaches are saying, yeah, no thanks. Number 2, the broadcast disaster. The Ole Miss Tulane and Oregon JMU games were apparently only available on HBO Max and TNT, which sent Jimmy into full panic mode. I called my inside sources, Andrew and Dylan. Andrew, the Best Buy certified mic whisperer, told me, if you stand on your roof holding a coat hanger in one hand and an extension cord in the other and point towards magnetic north, but only if there are no clouds, you might get the game. What in the actual heck? This is reprehensible. 2 of the first 4 playoff games hidden behind the same paywall you use for True Detective and whatever episode of Succession you keep pretending you still haven't finished. If college football doesn't fix this soon, I'm unleashing the entire nation of whiny Notre Dame fans onto the problem. And trust me, you do not want that smoke. Number 3, the playoff field. Sabes was right again. Nick Saban said it last week. The G5 needs its own playoff. And per usual, and when it comes to college football, Sabes is right. James Madison and Tulane are great programs. But in the SEC, they're fighting for a record of 6-6. Their spot should have gone to better Power 4 teams like Vanderbilt and Notre Dame. Hopefully that slows the green font nastygram Cecile has been receiving. And for the G5, give them their own playoff. Use some of the second-tier bowls, Pop-Tart, Duke's Mayo, Bad Boy Mowers, Idaho Potato, all of the industrial food groups, and Back 40 mowing utensils. Where is the Independence Bowl, sponsored by Weed Whacker, when we really need it? Everybody wins. Number 4, college football needs a czar. College football is at a crossroads. Too many competing interests, too many dumb rules, not enough guardrails. It's becoming NFL light, and if we're not careful, the pageantry and traditions that make this sport special will fade faster than Harbaugh's goodwill at Michigan. This sport needs a commissioner. No, a czar. Someone with the experience, leverage, and patience to bring order to the chaos. I won't mention any names because Miss Terry told me not to. Now, let's get to the games. Alabama, Oklahoma, the rising tide in Norman. Jimmy wasn't watching this one live. Someone very important to him had a dance recital, and I wouldn't miss that for the world. While the star performer wasn't on stage, I refreshed ESPN. Song ends, scoreboard updates, Alabama's down 17. My phone melted. If you SEC biased redneck we told you Notre Dame should have been in could be monetized, Buyout Island would have a lighthouse. But just like I told you earlier in the week, Bama was going to win. And they did. After a 34-7 run after spotting the Sooners 17. A massive statement from Kalen DeBoer's Alabama team. They're getting healthy. They're dangerous. And they get number 1 Indiana next. Small note. Alabama's fight song, Yay Alabama, includes a lyric. Remember the Rose Bowl, we'll win then. That lyric came from the 1925 Bama team's Rose Bowl victory. I'm just saying, history has a sense of humor. Texas A&M Miami, a full-throttle slobber-knocker. This was pure old-school football. Talking to Mario Cristobal before the game, his focus and intensity almost made Jimmy change his pick. His Canes came out ready, disciplined, and tougher up front. It came down to the wire, and a pick in the end zone ended a strong A&M season. Great win for Miami. And yes, I'd like to thank the South Beach crowd who accepted the offer of a ride on Air Sexton. Throttle said they were delightful, and they very much enjoyed the Tennessee Hills Distillery bourbon in the cabin, as they should. Miami moves on to face the Buckeyes, and they'll be a problem. Ole Miss Tulane, over before it started. This one was finished by the time Golding put in his first dip of Skol. Or is he a Copenhagen guy? Golding called Jimmy for the ad deal. Pete Golding's Ole Miss looked rested, dialed in, and ready to roll. Total domination. The best part? The postgame presser, where a reporter baited Golding about Charlie Weiss Jr. actually calling the plays. A cute little slap at Kiffy's ego. Golding handled it beautifully. Weiss called the plays all year. Bookmark it now. If you thought Kiffin walking into Neyland was spicy, wait for LSU, Ole Miss, and Oxford next year. Lane might want Bear Bryant's old helmet for that walkout. Onward, Ole Miss versus Georgia, round 2. Oregon James Madison, the backdoor cover heard round Vegas. Let's be honest, the highlight here was the backdoor cover that made half the country furious and the other half richer. Moving on. Closing notes. We'll have a lot more this week, including a wave of YouTube shorts, so keep an eye out. And hopefully, Jimmy will be released from Twitter service Hades soon. Cecile is on the case. Pray for the support rep who gets her next message. And remember, if you're not winning, you're whining. I'm Faux Jimmy Sexton. Air Sexton is wheels up to 30A. where we'll be enjoying a view of the Gulf for the holidays. Gimme out of it.